Hey guys, welcome back to Morgan Hill Farm. So we are sort of in the middle of a tropical storm or a tropical depression. Not exactly sure what it is, but it came up through the Gulf, I believe. And so we are getting a little bit of rain and a bit of wind here. So I kind of have the camera back against my huge turmeric leaves. So I'm hoping that that will break the wind for us. It was not my intention to do this video today. In fact, I was prepping to do a video on all of my favorite gardening books, preserving books. I have a lot of them and I want to share that with you guys. I think they'd be great resources to get on your shelves, but something came up and so here we are. Are you guys aware that the election is happening in just 53 days? So November 5th is less than 2 months away. There's been a lot of speculation over the past couple of months that, maybe there won't be an election. Maybe there'll be a pandemic that's going to stop it. Maybe there'll be social unrest. Who knows? But a lot of people have questioned whether or not there will be an election. And I really want to believe that there will be one. But what's happening today really makes me reconsider what I am seeing as far as what's coming November 5th. So are you guys aware of what's happening today, September 13th? Let me bring you back to 2022. That is when the war in Ukraine and Russia began. Okay, so we don't hear a lot about it now. We haven't been talking about it for a while. There may be something here or there that you might hear. You might hear about the $55.7 billion that we've sent over there in aid and military and supplies and things. That's really what's been on my radar, is the obscene amount of money that we're sending them. But last week, our Secretary of State, Blinken, actually went to Kiev. And if you don't know what a Secretary of State is, that is a position in our federal government that goes to other countries and negotiates foreign policy. So anything from trade all the way to, let's just say nuclear weapons. Okay, so he went to Kiev, and Ukraine is asking him for permission to use United States long-range missiles. So they want to be able to reach deeper into Russia for their war. Now, Blinken does not make that decision, but he helps to, inform the president and inform other people of what is happening. So he said to Ukraine that he thought that Biden would be amicable to that decision. So as I make this video today, September 13th, Biden is actually in negotiation or discussing this with other NATO countries. And when asked about it, he said, we're working that out. So what does that mean? Does that mean that he's going to allow Ukraine to use U.S. long-range missiles? Well, this is actually pretty important. So Ukraine wants to be able to reach deeper into Russian territory. Now, whether that means taking out, power plants, maybe oil fields, maybe bombing Moscow and other key capital cities in Russia. I don't exactly know what that means, but I do know that Putin came and said that if other countries allow this to happen, that would mean that the United States and other NATO countries were at war with Russia, and that they would make the appropriate decisions based on the threats on how to, navigate that. So basically saying that if the United States allows this, we will be at war with Russia. And if we're at war, then NATO's at war, and then that's what you call World War III. So you might say, well, how are we really involved just because we're giving them permission to use some of the missiles that we make components for? Well, here's how it works. So the United States military and the other Western countries that are in on this, we have the satellites that control these missiles. We make the parts for these missiles and assemble them. We press the button to launch these missiles. We set the course. We set the target. So in essence, Ukraine is not even involved in any of the detonation of these missiles or anything. It's the United States and other Western militaries. So that to me sounds like if this is allowed, we are going to be the aggressors here, and then we will be retaliated against. Now, does that mean that Russia is going to retaliate against other NATO countries in Europe? Or does that mean that he will launch a direct assault on the United States? Now, I don't know about you, but I really don't want to be in World War III. Now, you might say, well, what is this? What's in it for the government? Why are they even considering this? Well, let me remind you, we're only 53 days away from the election. What happens when we are in a war? Okay, if we're in a really big war, you could say, you know what, we're holding off the election. We're going to go into martial law or military law, and we're going to retain the sitting president. Okay, so but what happens when the sitting president doesn't have the mental capacity to run this country anymore? And let's not forget that he's the one that's being able to make this decision on whether or not Ukraine can use our long-range missiles. So if he can't mentally or physically run this country, the sitting vice president now takes office. And if you are in a political party and you are afraid that your candidate is not going to be able to get the votes that they need in order to be elected, but you still want to maintain power, how do you do that? Well, this sounds like a really great nefarious plan on how to get your candidate into office and bypass the election. Meanwhile, padding your pockets, and you know, wars are big money for politicians and our governments. So let's not forget that. So they have actually a lot of incentive for this to happen. So that's very concerning to me. I do not want to be at war. I do not want to be worried about warheads or nuclear warheads hitting the United States. I don't want to have to be worried about my boys and girls being drafted, or your children being drafted, or grandchildren. So this is just really, really shocking to hear all of this today, and to kind of hear how it all plays out and how all the puzzle pieces fit together. So guys, if I were you, I would really be making sure that you are stocked up on things. Maybe look into some things about what radiation fallout looks like, how you can protect yourself from that, because this is serious stuff. I'm not making this video just to say like, hey guys, this is another thing happening in the news. No, this is honestly extremely concerning to me. I think that we have to take this seriously, that it's time to get up off the couch. It's time for us to do something about this, and make sure that our families are prepared, and that we are ready, and that we are the best protected that we can be. So guys, that's what's going on today. I just wanted to get this video out to you so that you can know exactly what's happening today as I'm recording this. I'm going to get it out in just an hour or so as soon as I edit it and get a thumbnail for it. But yeah, I just found that pretty important. This isn't typically how I do my videos or how I release them out, but today I think that the situation warrants it. So anyways, guys, I hope the wind wasn't too bad for you. If you guys find it important to stay up on these current events, and also gardening, how to be more self-sufficient, how to grow your own food so that you can prepare, please subscribe and like and share this video. We really need to let everybody know what's happening, because if they are like me 3 years ago, they had no idea in the world. They had no idea in the world what's happening in our government, how corrupt things are, and everything that is playing out that they will be faced with shortly, and their children and grandchildren will be. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please keep preparing, and we will see you in the next video.